Used to be back in the day that there was always rumors of like big camps that would hire scientists and that, they would figure out ways around.
Dude, that is a growing profession.
Is it?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's like so many pharmacology nerds who are like I've even been asked to help people in the Olympics before.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Because you're a pharmacological nerd.
Yeah, exactly.
And so these people ask you to cheat for them.
To help them cheat, yeah. Which is also a criminal offense, my understanding, due to there's actually a law now. It's like the Rodchenkov Act or something.
Oh, wow.
So if you help somebody, you're also doing a crime.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, obviously not worth doing for me. Obviously. So I never did it. But
especially something like the Olympics. There's no money in it. You're not making any money. That's
which is crazy.
Crazier.
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's like pure pride and for winning a medal. Yeah.
It's pure exploitation. That's what it is. Because it's not like there's no money. Like, why are you making all the money? Well, these people are noble. They don't want to get paid. No, you're just not paying them. They don't even know how much money there was. Because in 1936, there was no money. All right? Yeah. There was no sponsors. There's no nothing.
Yeah, I remember.
There was no TV.
Yeah, let's see.
Okay, the bill makes it unlawful to knowingly influence or attempt to conspire to influence a major international sports competition by use of prohibited substance or prohibited method. A violator is subject to criminal penalties, a fine, prison term of up to 10 years, or both, and mandatory restitution. Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So, yeah, there's definitely... And when you hear about stuff like this, too, it's like there's always the thought in the back of your mind as a competitor, what are people doing that I'm not? And curiosity strikes.
What do you think is the answer? What's like the non-ideological, when you look at it objectively, you say, you know what we should be doing is doing everything that works. Or what we should be doing is have the most insane testing that everybody has to be 100% natural, no ifs, ands, or buts, and there's no cheating.
That's really hard because I, too, have the same questions you had of the enhanced games where it's like, oh, we're going to have, medical assessments that ensure safety and blah, blah, blah. But it's like if you're going full board, it's impossible to be healthy
and safe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, as much as you could argue, it's probably better to not be using Frankenstein designer drugs or doing weird methods to get around cheating. The alternative is not necessarily, far superior in terms of health. Because if I'm allowed to use a gram of test, I'm not going to stop at 200 mgs, Right. I'm going to go full fucking sauce to the tits. So
yeah, if you can get a physiological benefit of being on trend and just fucking completely roid it out of your mind.
Yeah, become like a fucking dopaminergic psycho and just you will absolutely take that risk regardless of what it does to you.
Yeah, especially if you're trying to win, right? If people are willing to cheat when it's really dangerous, you could lose the medal, you can get outed and publicly shamed like Ben Johnson. Or you don't have to worry about that because they're allowing you to, but they would like you to take a sustainable dose. And you're like, fuck you with your sustainable. I'm trying to be number one, bitch.
Yeah.
Give me it all.
I love the idea of the enhanced games, by the way, but it's at least my concern would be what happens when you put up no guardrails, and then alternatively, if there are guardrails, now it's set up for corruption at the medical provider level who's assessing what you're healthy enough to do. And are you going in to get your blood drawn at the trough point after injections where things look like they're half out of your system versus before? It's almost like a new level of doping that would be introduced.
Right.
So, and I'm sure they're very well-spoken, eloquent guys who are on top of that stuff, and I'm sure have answers to that. Or, have some idea of what they're going to do. But, those would be my questions as to... and I'm not saying it needs to be safe.
Right.
It might just come down to accepting that this is the fucking chemical warfare games.
Right.
Yeah. Which there's nothing wrong with that if you're going to expose yourself to that risk. People do that in bodybuilding all the time. That's, literally what bodybuilding is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's crazy, right? Bodybuilding's huge sport is not possible without illegal drugs.
And there's no Rodchenkov Act for bodybuilding either. So there's literal the guru stuff is crazy in bodybuilding.
Well, how do they get away with it since it's completely illegal? Obviously you're going to jail. If I'm a guy who's arresting people who are on steroids, I go to Mr. Olympia. I'm like, you're all in jail.
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
You'd think if you wanted to just like hit your quota for the year, you just show up to the Olympia
Yeah.
Expo and just be like, all of you,
Everybody
get in the
goes to jail.
fucking car.
Get in the paddy wagon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's
How'd you get it?
when it comes to possession in the States and like how scrutinous they are on anabolics, I think it's mostly if you're importing mass amounts, they will flag you because you're likely a distributor at that point.
Okay.
So if it's like personal amounts, typically you would buy it domestically to not like red flag yourself, because I think in the mail, you can't even have your mail get checked if it's domestic. So if you are buying from, you know, the other side of the country, no one would know that you were sent anything. It's only if you're buying like growth hormone from China or something.
Oh, and then you
a-
get flagged.
and you have enough kits that happen to get flagged in customs, then they keep a note on your record of this guy might be doing something.
So he might be a steroid dealer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they'll have sting operations and try and figure out who's actually distributing, because they have resource allocation bandwidth problems too. So they have to go after the big fish.
Right.
So
Do guys go to Mexico and bring him across the border?
not anymore.
No, they used to?
No. Oh yeah, back in the day. Yeah, people would like smuggle it up their ass to get it here.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Imagine taking Tren that was in a guy's asshole.
Yeah, Dan Bilzerian he talked about how when he was in Buds, he would like go with his buddies to get gear from Mexico, and then they'd smuggle it up their asses back into
Jesus
the U.S.
Christ. What
Yeah.
if the bottle broke?
It's fucking
Yikes.
butthole glass cuts, buddy.
I watched that in a video. It's called One Guy, One Cup.
Oh yeah.
You ever seen that one?
No.
That was back in the live league
I
days.
saw the OG variant of that, and
Two
never
girls,
would I.
one cup?
I can't watch another one.
One
of those.
Guy, One Cup is way more horrifying. This guy
Really?
sticks a mason jar up his asshole and it breaks.
Ooh.
I think it's a mason jar. Some kind of a jar up his asshole and it breaks. And it's just chunks of broken glass and blood fall onto the ground as he squat. It's horrible. But I watched it multiple times.
God damn.
There's a lot of crazy people in this world.
Yeah.